Hello, welcome to the July 2015 edition of CGov's The Parish Line. We cover the events, programs, and policies of the Calcasieu Parish Police Jury. On this month's program, we will see part 2 of our feature on the trend toward use of roundabouts in Calcasieu Parish. We will take a tour of the Calcasieu Emergency Training Center, and we'll learn about a program attempting to help ex-offenders find employment. First, the police jury recently passed an ordinance to help prevent potentially hazardous liquids from accidentally backflowing into community water lines. J.P. Booth tells us about cross connections.
Cross connections is a common industry term that's used to describe where there's a possibility of a contaminant entering into a public or municipal water system. So you would have to have the water system hooked to something in a way that water could actually flow in reverse and contaminate the water system. This usually or would only happen in some rare situations. Water systems are designed to function under a positive pressure, meaning they always push the water out to the customer. So cross connections, when you're actually, when say a hose or some sort of piping is connected into a pool or a reservoir or anything containing a liquid that could flow, when it's connected to that and there's no gap between the water system and the possible contaminant, that's considered a cross connection. And then of course there's multiple ways to deal with it. So most places will be good enough with what's called isolation techniques, doing simple things to avoid allowing anything that they may be connected to flow backwards into the system. We're going to have to deal with all new construction one way, and then existing customers, which we know we have thousands of customers in Calcasieu Parish, we have to deal with them another way. Well, let's start with the existing customers first. First off, most homes, most places won't need to do anything. It's a matter of education, it's a matter of understanding what a cross connection is, having a little bit of due diligence if you are filling a tank or if you're filling a pool, and just avoid the cross connection, the actual physical connection between the two systems, and there's really no way to create an emergency or an event. The second level on the existing side is to relatively cheap hose bib that you can buy at a local hardware store. They have what are called vacuum breakers built into them, which if you are going to have some sort of connection, if you have that kind of hose bib on it, those essentially work to not allow the water to flow backwards in those situations. They basically have a built-in gap in them. Probably businesses come up the most because you see businesses with sprinkler systems, for instance, in their buildings. Well, sprinkler systems are one of the things that would require you to have a more sophisticated device, say out at the curb near your meter, to really protect at a larger scale the water system. And you may ask why. Well, a sprinkler system, for instance, is armed, it's ready to put out a fire instantly, it has water sitting in it. Well, that water sitting in it goes stagnant over time. It would essentially be contaminated or definitely something you wouldn't want to drink. So you do see in those cases, you'll see a much more sophisticated plumbing device. You see them all over town. Most businesses have them already. They're considerably more expensive to install, and they do require annual inspections. One of the key ingredients to making sure that we're not missing things is to bring a heightened awareness of this to our inspection and code enforcement when new homes are being built and installed. So this will be added to the normal plumbing inspection on new construction. It'll be one more checkbox, one more thing that they will look directly at to make sure at the new home or new business construction level that the vacuum breakers we talked about are installed, and so that we can know that regardless of what you do at your service, at your home or at your business, that device will be in there. It'll protect everyone. That type of device doesn't require any kind of annual inspection or anything like that, so it's relatively cheap, it's simple to operate, and does the job quite well. So it's just time to really make sure that we are protecting ourselves against this. After all, I think we all want the confidence that when we turn on the water at our homes, that it's clean, it's fresh, and it's not going to be contaminated. So we all have a little responsibility to that.
Plumbing codes already have regulations in place to prevent cross connections. However, the recently passed ordinance allows the police jury to more closely monitor and enforce that those regulations are followed. Leaving prison and re-entering the workforce and society can be difficult. The police jury offers help through a unique program. Margaret Higgins has more.
Ex-offenders face many challenges after being released from prison, and one of the toughest challenges is finding a job. The Judicial Corps Opportunity Referral for Employment, also known as the J-Corps program, helps provide the steps that are necessary to be successful. Business Services Specialist with the Business and Career Solutions Center, Calcasieu Consortium, Gwendolyn Guillory, explains.
We have like job training, job placements that come through the LA Works on our website and hire, where we actually can act to help them to provide them with the training that they need and the jobs that may be according to whatever their skills and trainings may be.
Ex-offenders are encouraged to visit the Business and Career Solutions Center.
We even have like ex-offenders that come out that some of them are veterans that has come through this program. And some of them that has a disability, they may not disclose that they have that until you getting that one-on-one, constant or interview with them. And then it is brought out, but it makes them feel better. They're opening up to know that they didn't know that this program existed. And the services, when they come in here, they come in not knowing what to expect, but then when they leave, they're leaving a different person than once they came in. And the services that is provided here at the Business and Career Solutions Center, like resume preparation, helping them with their application, your work attire, even the mock interviews. We have our hiring events, our job fairs, and again, we have a disability resource coordinator who works with someone that has a disability. A lot of people didn't know that. Our veterans, we have a veteran rep where they can actually, talk and meet with the veteran rep, and also our youth department where they can come in and also get the services for youth that is 18 and over as well. So we have a lot of good services that's here on the job training, which we have this grant that is available right now for anyone that's needing on the job training. And we have, it's called the JD, which is called the Job Driven National Emergency Grant. And this applies to someone that is a dislocated worker. And it could be a dislocated worker that's someone that has had an unfavorable background that also would be under that criteria as a dislocated worker. And what falls under that could be someone that may be, filing for their unemployment receiving the unemployment for 27 weeks. If they have at risk of exhausting their unemployment, or recently released veteran within 48 months could fall under this category of the dislocated worker. And that pertains to also individuals that have an unfavorable background.
J-Corps also provides help with housing for ex-offenders. Pastor Jimmy Stevens with the New Covenant Faith Church tells us about the Bethesda House.
Well, J-Corps provides a stipend for their housing, first and foremost. And as they are taking job training, they also provide the TWIC cards, safety cards, so they're able to get into the plants and other contractual services with the type of credentials that they're going to need to be potential work persons in those fields. Recidivism in our society is at an all-time rate of 43.5% of inmates coming out of the prison system usually returns. We found out that a person coming out of prison basically needs 5 things. First of all, housing needs. Many times they return back to the same environment, toxic environment full of drugs and vices. And so the Bethesda House allows them to have a healthy environment, structured environment. Second thing is unemployment. We have partnered with the Goodwill Workplace that helps in job training. They are available to attend schools like Sewella to get into the plants and have training. Third of all, we provide them with effective counseling. We have partnered with the New Horizon Counseling Center that provides the clinical services for them, as well as Successful Life that provides a mentorship program, helping them to reconnect with their family, teaching them money management, budgeting, and how to be a better and stronger man. Bethesda House, we believe, is a great program. Again, many of the inmates getting out have no place to go. So Bethesda House is going to offer a place of healing, a place of restoration, a place where they are going to get job skills. And think about that. After 3 to 9 months, these young men's lives will be turned around and they will be productive fathers and productive citizens to go back into our Lake Charles community.
Bear the Burden is another program that's available for ex-offenders.
We go out and we seek out whatever those folk that's coming on board, whether they need, we find GEDs, if they have higher learning, which is college, we try to hook them up with the program of getting the college or the, like Sewella or whatever. And then we go out, we have programs to gear them up for the technology, computer programs, trying to find laptops and, you know, to be able to educate them in areas what we also look for housing, we look for ways to be able to provide whatever they need when it comes to the person that's re-entering, because they have a lot of strikes that they have to encounter as re-entry. So when you meet that, you have to basically find areas that's going to help them overcome some hurdles.
For more information on the J-Corps program, call the Business and Career Solutions Center at 721-4010. For the Parish Line, I'm Margaret Higgins.
J-Corps Job Readiness Workshops are held on Tuesday mornings from 10 until 11:30. You must be currently registered with the Business and Career Solutions Center in order to attend the free workshop. Back in the late 1990s, the Calcasieu Emergency Response Training Center was originally built by the Ward 6 Fire Department. As the center outgrew the fire department, the police jury made the decision to purchase the center in 2000, and it has become the epicenter of training in Southwest Louisiana. Molly Morgan has the details.
The Calcasieu Emergency Response Training Center provides training for both municipal and volunteer fire departments as well as industry. The center's supervisor, Todd Parker, explains.
The training center provides to the parish is a training facility for all of the local volunteer and municipal departments. Directly affects the insurance ratings that homeowners within the parish pay for fire insurance by having the training center available to those departments. The training center does offer our industry and municipal departments the access to trained instructors. We have 3 full-time staff members that are all certified instructors, as well as about 4 or 5 part-time members that have fire service or emergency response related instructor certifications. That service is also offered to industry, but in most cases they will use their own instructors or use a third-party contractor as instructors to provide a verification of their training. The second asset the facility offers is that we offer our facility for use to industry. Industry pays a user fee to utilize the facility, and that helps offset the cost that the police jury has in running the facility. We have more than 60 industry fire brigades and emergency response teams out of Texas that come to our facility to train. With that being said, it also is an economic impact on Southwest Louisiana because they utilize our restaurants for catering, they get hotel rooms, they visit some of the local attractions, which is definitely an economic boost to the area whenever they're coming from Texas to visit us. The way our facility operates is the industry people pay the user fees. local volunteer and municipal departments from within Calcasieu Parish. Their fees are paid for by a grant from the police jury. It's a training grant for volunteer fire departments from within Calcasieu Parish to provide the training necessary that they need to keep up with the ever-changing world of emergency response. Over the past 5 to 6 years, the training center has realized that the industrial clientele have actually created a profit at the training center. So the training center is here to provide, first off, a training facility for volunteer departments within Calcasieu Parish to help the homeowners. We offset the expenses of running that facility by offering it to industrial clients, and therefore there is really no cost to the taxpayer for the facility to operate and provide them with a place for their departments to train and provide them with better insurance.
Parker talks about the type of training offered at the center.
We do utilize the facility for classroom training. We try to keep an up-to-date classroom training with audio and video capabilities so that the companies can come in and present their lesson plans and then leave the classroom and go to the field and put those lessons into practical use. The ability to be able to have the classrooms, the props all in one location is that the clients can bring in their crew and they don't have to worry about interruptions from outside sources if they're doing the training in the plant. We do have rescue training, and that's a big part of our business to our industrial clients. They have to provide rescue training to their teams for confined space, high angle, emergency medical response. So all of those industries utilize our facility to conduct those rescue trainings for their emergency response team members. Fire departments also provide some of that training. The facility is really multifaceted. We can provide training for hazmat incidents of all types, whether they're in the industry or on the roadway emergencies, or could be a railway emergency. We also provide rescue training for confined space, high angle. We provide firefighting techniques for car fires, for building fires, and for flammable liquid fires. So we actually can pretty much accommodate any of the training that is needed by the local emergency responders to help them become more professional and better at their responses.
Parker discusses how the growth in our area is affecting the training center.
One of the things that we've recognized since the beginning of the year is the growth of industry needing the training assets that the training center can provide. Since January 1 of 2015, we have about a 42% increase on our industrial clients over last year. This pretty much is something that has pushed our facility usage to the max. So in the future, it looks like that we may have to plan extra classrooms to be able to accommodate more of the industrial clients. And so we do have some plans in the future to construct some new classrooms. It's going to be a kind of a twofold project where the facility will actually, the plans are for it to serve as a safe room for parish employees that have to stay behind during hurricanes and things like that, as well as a training facility to accommodate more and more classes coming to our area due to the industrial expansion. We also are planning to install some new rescue training props in the near future. Those plans have not been completed as of this time, and I would say within the next 2 to 3 years, you would see some changes and some upgrades to the facility here that will help us better serve our clientele.
Beginning in 2016, the training requirements for fire departments will be changing. The training center is making plans to meet those requirements. For the Parish Line, I'm Molly Morgan.
Having an emergency training center here in Calcasieu Parish plays a vital role in how our area is rated for fire by insurance companies, making homeowners' rates less expensive. You are watching the Parish Line, a production of CGov, the Calcasieu Parish government channel. With summer cleaning season in full swing, we would like to remind you that the parish has 2 solid waste convenience centers located in Lake Charles and Sulphur. Brandon Myers has more.
Summertime projects can lead to waste too large or abundant to leave on the curbside. That's where the parish's free residential solid waste convenience centers come in.
Yeah, we have two, one on the east side of the parish, one on the west side of the parish. The east side one is at our Public Works facility on Swift Plant Road, near Animal Services or near the Sheriff's Office, if you're familiar with that area. So you turn in our main entrance and the signs and things will direct you to that site. The other one is in Sulphur, off of Post Oak Road or Swisco Road, near our Public Works facility there too. So anyone very familiar with our two maintenance departments will be able to find those at those locations. The signs will take you right to them.
Public Works Assistant Director Teresa Champeau details the types of waste accepted at these sites.
We have two Public Works solid waste convenience centers that are available for residential solid waste drop-offs for stuff that people don't want to leave by their curbside for the trash pickup to pick up. We accept recyclable goods such as paper, cardboard, foil, tin cans, all those types of things that can be recycled. We accept batteries for recycling. We also accept tires for recycling. There's a tire limit of 5 per day, no more than 50 per month per person. We also accept metal that we recycle. So we do a lot of recycling through the sites, which is very good for the parish as a whole, as well as our environment. We also accept any waste you would throw in your trash can at any other time. We take construction and demolition debris, if you're tearing down an old shed or an old barn. We also accept cement chunks or that sort of thing if you've got something you're tearing down that has even heavier debris. It's collected in 30-yard dumpsters, so it's quite capable of handling that.
Wainwright says the sites are showing an increase in use, and as a result, this has led to a decrease in illegal dumping in the parish.
It has been a wonderful idea. We're very proud of them. In the 3 to 4 years, I guess they've been operating now, the use has grown consistently each year. I don't have the 2015 statistics yet, we're only halfway through, but we know there'll be more or larger. But just off the cuff, in 2014 we collected 60,000 yards of waste at these sites. Most of that would have gotten into the waste stream somewhere else along the line, but a lot of that would have been, as you know, some of that could have been illegal dumping or littering. That's the thing we're most proud of. This is a way to provide a very easy, convenient way to avoid or to remove that possibility of littering or illegal dumping, because there's really no excuse. All you have to do is catch us on an open day and come and bring it, and I think that's what we're most proud of. It has had an impact on cleaning up Calcasieu Parish. Police jury runs litter crews that are throughout the parish all the time, and we know from monitoring those crews there's less to pick up on the side of the road. We're very proud of that.
Champeau says improvements are coming to the sites that will make them even more accessible to residents.
We are going to be doing some site improvements sometime in the next several months that will make them easier for our employees to keep clean, as well as to be a little safer. We're going to be putting some concrete down, and hopefully with that be able to figure out a way to put a few more dumpsters at each site.
Champeau attributes part of the success of the sites to the staff and all of their daily work.
The employees that run those sites are just top-notch. They deal with the public every day, all day, and they probably have the most contact of any Public Works employee with the public that we have, and they do a great job. They're very helpful. I get feedback regularly from public citizens that have come through to say how well they were treated and what a big help the guys and gals that work at those sites are.
For the Parish Line, I'm Brandon Myers.
Both sites are free to the public and open Thursday through Monday from 7 a.m. to 5 for any Calcasieu Parish resident with a valid driver's license. Calcasieu Parish has 2 new traffic roundabouts, and plans for several more are in the works. Here's part 2 of our feature on roundabouts as we discuss the advantages they offer.
Really, it's kind of the growing trend. I mean, all over the country, people are starting to go towards roundabouts. They've been doing them in Europe for years. The United States has kind of lagged on that a little bit, but they're really starting to pick up a lot of popularity all over the country. So,
Of the many advantages, safety is the biggest.
in your typical signalized intersection, a lot of times you have high speed, high angle crashes, T-bones, or the roundabout, you're much slower speeds going through them and you're coming in at low angles, so you have side swipe, very low impact, low force impact, so they're a lot safer when you do get into accidents. Overall, there's like a 90% reduction in fatalities at roundabouts over signalized intersections. There's also about a 70% reduction there, give or take, in all accidents. So they're much safer, and then the accidents you do get in are, you got a very good chance of walking away from.
Also, a roundabout does not need electricity to function.
In any kind of weather event where you lose electricity, they're still going to function. You don't have the maintenance of bulbs and equipment. The stuff wears out, you know, and so you got to replace all that signal equipment about every 10 years, give or take a little bit. With a roundabout, it's good to go. Electricity goes out, still functions, and you can, under any conditions, you can travel through a roundabout with no issues. They can handle quite a bit of volume, about 1,700 circulating vehicles in a single lane per hour, so 20,000 so vehicles a day can go through a roundabout with no problem. You typically have a lot less delay. You pull up, you wait till there's a gap, you pull in. If you pull up to a red light at 2 in the morning and you have to sit through the full red cycle before the light turns green, you've wasted 30 seconds to a minute, minute and a half of your time. Sitting there idling, wasting gas, you know, with emissions and all that being important now. With a roundabout 2 in the morning, you pull up, there's nobody there, you just go through it and go on your way. They're also a lot more aesthetically pleasing. You don't have a bunch of wires and cables and all that. You typically can landscape the hills and or the center islands. Makes it a lot more appealing.
Roundabouts are typically safer for pedestrians as well.
Say where we're going to put one on Nelson Road. Somebody wants to cross Nelson Road, say they're on Ham Reed, they want to cross Nelson Road, they've got to cross 2 lanes of traffic in each direction plus a center left turn lane. With a roundabout, as with Nelson Road in particular, you'll be able to cross 2 lanes of traffic with slow traffic approaching you in one direction. You'll make it to a refuge or center splitter island where you can wait, then look to your right, wait for the traffic to clear, and then move across it that way. So it's much safer for pedestrians there. They're only concerned with one direction of traffic at a time, and you've got a place to wait in the middle of the road without any fear of any other traffic.
That's our July edition of the Parish Line. Thanks for watching. If you need more information on any of these stories, visit our website at cppj.net.